correct some of the factual statements that have been made by Labour. No, I'm sorry, they're false. First of all, Mr. Twyford said that no council supported the clause on core services. Simply untrue. For example, Rangitikei District Council officials advised me that council said that the council thinks it is helpful to highlight in legislation those core services that it must have particular regard for. So I'm sorry to the Labour Party, they must have been asleep during that one. And indeed, Wellington, well, Mr. Twyford now changes the debate. He said none, and he misled Parliament. When we come to Wellington City Council, I'm advised that the council supported the clause in its current form. I think it would be helpful for this debate in the important area of local government if Labour actually concentrated on some accuracy.
Dr. Cam Calder.
Thank you, and thank you, Minister, for pointing that out, because I think the previous opposition contribution showcased the problem that we're facing this debate. There's a lot of extremism, there's a lot of alarmism, there's scaremongering, and a lot of it boils down to complete presentation of points of position on behalf of other bodies which are fundamentally wrong. And as another example, I think the Minister briefly touched on, may I please read what the Wellington City Council said, because one of the pleasures of being on the Select Committee was the high quality of feedback we got from local government and from members of the public on this bill.
What did they say?
Well, they said a number of things, and we listened very closely. And I have to acknowledge at this stage the chairmanship, the inclusive chairmanship of Chairman Okenvold, and the contribution of people on, in fact, all sides of the House, which may not be actually apparent in this debate when you hear some of the comments that are being made.
They all work hard.
I had pleasure just, as well as being on the Select Committee, of visiting a number of local and regional councils in the last couple of weeks in the South. And it has to be said that there were few, if any, concerns about this legislation. Yeah. Few, if any, concerns. Now, addressing the member's previous comment that could we possibly mention any that are in support of the core services? Yes, we can. Can we do that? Yes, we can.
Can you?
Yes, we can. Now, core services, Clause 5 introduces a list of core services and the requirement that local authorities have particular regard to the contributions of these services to the communities. Now, it has to be said that there were many communities who did express some concerns about this. And they said, well, we're a small rural community. Obviously, we're going to have things that we want to do that are different from a large urban community. And we understand that. And the Select Committee took that on board, and the Minister has alluded to the fact that we do understand that. And the list of core services, it does not prevent a local authority from carrying out anything that it sees necessary in its community. And as we know, there are numerous clauses in this bill which require consultation with the community by the council and the community to be able to make its views heard, despite what we have heard from the opposition. But look, I will just speak very briefly further to this, and just answering the member's earlier injunction that to name a council, and I'd like to name, in addition to Rangitikei, which I believe the Minister mentioned, Wellington City Council, and I quote, "In our view, the clause is intended to ensure that councils have duly considered how the listed services contribute to the well-being of their communities. Wellington City Council considers it will be able to demonstrate that the council has had particular regard to the contribution that specified core services have made to our community. Wellington City Council supports this clause in its current form." Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well.